Avengers, assemble. Welcome back to Sanders Presents. I'm Greg, and if you're enjoying the content we're producing, please consider assembling with us on Patreon and sponsor Sanders Presents today by becoming an Avenger. We have two tiers available, a $3 tier and a $5 tier. At that $5 tier, you become an Avenger Premium member, and as an Avenger Premium member, your name is added to our Avenger Memorial Hall of Fame. Thank you all so much to these lovely people for sponsoring our content. To all of my Avengers, thank you so much for making this content and this channel possible. So, let us get right into it. Crystal Dynamics. It's an interesting case when it comes to the Avengers. Crystal Dynamics wasn't known for live service games, and Square Enix has admitted as much now. It's fascinating to see. Crystal Dynamics was known for, again, we saw what they did with Tomb Raider. We saw what they built in terms of a single player, story-driven campaign. In terms of multiplayer, that's a different argument, wanting to throw in PvE and, throw in some kind of cooperative. But Crystal Dynamics had to, from the ground up, figure out how to make a live service game after never having done it before. And Square Enix kind of shouldered them with that burden. And again, there's various stories. It comes up all the time in the comments. There's various stories, and I've seen them too, and I've read them. There are stories where Crystal Dynamics said, we wanted to do this. We told them, give us this shot and all this stuff. Then, of course, you got the other side of the people going, oh, no, it was Square just barreling down. And again, what the truth is, it's somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can take every single anonymous report from 4chan or wherever the hell somebody pops up saying they were a former employee of something, but we don't know. Like, legitimately, an empty post, like, unless we're contacted directly, unless someone says, hey, I'm willing to show you, like, was employed here, and here's my story. We've gotten a couple of things like that, but nothing that paints like a crazy picture. You know what I'm saying? I want to be clear on that. Like, we've never had any information that paints some wide picture. We've had information that paints a very disinterested slate of executives at Crystal Dynamics, but we've had a very clear picture painted of a parent company, whatever you want to call it, Square Enix, being very hands-off in terms of Crystal Dynamics figuring it out. That Square Enix was like, okay, Crystal Dynamics said they wanted to crack at it, that they wanted to do this. Okay, hey, go off, do it. Kids got to grow up sometime. They got to go off, they got to prove themselves, whatever. But we've never had, everybody always, clickbait wants a villain. That's like the easiest way I can sum it up. Clickbait wants a villain. Clickbait wants a hero. Clickbait wants to, they want to drive an angle somewhere. But the truth isn't always that simple. And it's often layered and more nuanced than that. Social media hates nuance, though. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? They hate nuance. It's almost impossible to have a real conversation with layers and nuance because they want it in 140 characters and they want they want it solved in a simple explanation in that 140 characters. Life doesn't work that way. Businesses with thousands of people do not work that way. And licensing agreements and all these corporations, it doesn't work that way. You can't have a 140 character answer without any nuance. You can't do it. You just can't. So, Square Enix gets the license to Marvel. They get a massive Marvel master license. And Crystal Dynamics has an idea for the Avengers. They go with it. Square Enix says, okay, go do it. Go do it. It needs to be live service. It's got to be multiplayer. Crystal Dynamics executives said, you know what? Our employees are up for the challenge. They've never done it before. They're up for the challenge. The executives shoulder it. They hire people, bring people in. They say, listen, you're creative director of this. You're doing this. Go off. You got to do live service. It's got to be Avengers. You got to have some kind of single player mode. You got to have multiplayer stuff. Go off. Square Enix doesn't know. They're hands off. That's the stories we've always heard. And at the same time, we've also heard of very disinterested executives at Crystal Dynamics. The employees do, they do the hard work. They get the most blame. People go and chase after them on social media. It's wild, it's weird, and it's crazy. I'm sorry, it is. Listen, if you're just interested in a game or you don't care about the direction a game took, that's great. That's fine. you don't play it, or or if you happen to have bought it, try to return it. I mean, if it's digital, there's like a return period a little bit, like you play less than a certain amount of time, whatever. I don't really know, but the point is that you got to move on from it. You got to be able to wash your hands and go, hey, this game isn't for me, which is cool. Then you just don't buy it, you don't play it, don't market it, don't do anything. But saying it's not for you and then trying to find the developers, that's different. Like, you want to send a message, fill out surveys, email Square Enix's customer service, email Crystal Dynamics customer, whatever. It's email their customer service if you got a beef. You know, aim it at the company. Don't try to focus on, oh, hey, I'm going to threaten this person with all kinds of assault and all these weird advances. That's creepy, Mac. I mean, at some point, you gotta close the door on that. You do. It's just a video game. I mean, that's it. At the end of the day, it's just a video game. Being disappointed is one thing, but take it up with the company. Take it up. You could take it up with Square Enix. You can take it up with Crystal Dynamics. But this continuous desire to seek out the clickbait, to feed your paranoid delusions and conspiracy about what actually went on, about, oh, they're doing this because of I mean, come on, Mac. I mean, like, you do. It's at that point, it's time to move on. It is definitely time to move on at that point. If the game is not for you, the game is not for you. If you can look at it and go, I'm not having fun with this, then hey, go find something else. Celebrate life. Have fun with something. There's plenty of other games. There are plenty of other games. You can go out there. You can find plenty of other stuff to enjoy, to celebrate life, to have fun. If Avengers is not for you, but this desire of finding employees, tearing it down, tearing people down, and this continuous desire of why are people shouldn't be having fun. I mean, it's subjective. If you buy it and you're having a good time, that's all that matters. That's it. You don't really get to objectively control what other people find fun in small bursts. Now, I'll be the first to admit, Avengers is not the only game I play. Avengers isn't. I'll turn it on I'll turn it on a little bit. To me, it's just, it's a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't live and breathe Marvel's Avengers. I turn on, I mean, again, I've been playing through Metroid Dread. I've been playing through the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I've been playing through Cyberpunk. There's different levels of, like, I'm playing this. I'm playing League of Legends now, which is really fun. I come back and forth, like if I have some cash, I'll play a little bit of World of Warcraft. I'll come back a little bit, dilly-dally with my Night Elf, have a good time. But I'm all, again, Halo Infinite, just came off playing the campaign on that. Now I'm playing some multiplayer. Like, there isn't one game that I play, like, all the time. You know what I'm saying? I still play Skyrim, for God's sake. A new mod loads up in Skyrim. I'm back in the world playing Skyrim. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that kind of time where it's like when I sit down to play a game, I'm only going to focus on one game. Like, because I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time where I feel like, oh, I can play all these games. And I can play all these games and then spend an exorbitant amount of time on this one. I don't got it. I don't. Like, that's, hey, I'm being completely honest with you. I don't got it. I don't got that kind of time. So when I play Avengers, it's for little bursts. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's for little bursts, because any game I play is like a little burst. I'll do a little bit here, I'll do a little bit there. A few days might go by where I don't play Avengers because I'm trying to, I'm like, well, I'm in the middle of this. Like, hey, I played Halo Infinite, and again, I played it from this is what I'm saying with how much time I got. I've been playing Halo Infinite since the day it came out, the campaign in December. Only just beat it. And only, like, literally a week ago. I beat it a week ago. Like, that's my game time. I have, it's just getting, it's just putting in some time to play. And I enjoyed it. But you can't, like, I already know. Like, It's almost impossible for me to get every character completely maxed. Like the amount of time and all of it that it would require in Marvel's Avengers. Yeah, I don't have that. It would take me years and years and years to do that, which slowly but surely I suppose I could, but it would take forever to do that. I focus on one character. I try to focus on one character, have a good time, and then again, but other games come out. Hell, I was playing Fire Emblem. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. So everyone's approach to gaming is different. Every approach to criticism is different. But you need to remember that it is not objective. It is a subjective opinion on what is fun. If someone sits down and says, I play 4 hours of Avengers and I love it, that's just as valid as me going, I played 20 minutes, I played a couple of missions, and I had fun. There's no difference. You still had fun. You had fun for 4 hours. I had fun. You had 4 hours to play, and you had fun for 4 hours. I had fun for 20 minutes. I had 20 minutes. I had fun for those 20 minutes to play the game. That's it. That's the variable. That's it. Both are still valid. Both can still have fun. Doesn't matter if you put in 1,700 hours. Doesn't matter how much time you put in. If it's fun, it's fun. You don't get to decide that it's not fun for someone else. You don't get to be in the back over the shoulder going, hey, you can't have fun with that. You're not allowed to have fun with Avengers, which is a crazy thing. And you see it with everything. It's not just Avengers. You can't have fun with Halo Infinite, apparently. You can't have fun with anything, apparently. If you take all of this at face value, if you take everything that you hear online at face value, social media doesn't want you having fun at all. I mean, really. It doesn't matter if you're on Twitter. Doesn't matter if you're on Reddit. Doesn't matter if you're on Facebook. Apparently, like the going rate is you should not be having fun. You're enjoying the Book of Boba Fett? What did you say? You can't be enjoying the Book of Boba Fett. You're not supposed to be having fun with the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it just goes on and on. We kind of miss it, though. We kind of miss what we're being fed in terms of this kind of overbearing, downtrodden, just fun sucking. I don't know how simple you want to sum it up. But you got to watch out for it. And it's YouTube too. You got to watch out for it even on YouTube. My whole point is there are multiple facets and multiple ways to look at it. Crystal Dynamics came out swinging. They tried to build something that they've never built before. And they're slowly trying to improve it. I think they're making steps in the right direction. I'm going to continue to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to play and have fun. I don't know how much time I ever have one day from the next, but my goal is to sit down and have fun, and Avengers is within my rotation of, hey, I'm going to turn this on tonight and get a couple of missions in. Just have some fun. That's it. That's the goal. If you're going to play a game, however much time you got, you pick one out that you have fun with, and you have fun. If you don't like Marvel's Avengers, then you should find something else to celebrate. Not wonder why people are having fun. Because that's a weird thing. That's a weird thing that's come up with the rise of social media. The whole atmosphere that has grown around Twitter and Reddit and YouTube of analyzing and wondering, why are people having fun with something that I don't like? That's bizarre to me. That's crazy. I love it in a really weird, twisted way. I love the idea of it's so crazy that it's really funny to think about. But if you're enjoying Avengers, don't worry about it. Don't worry about this other shit. It doesn't matter. If you can sit down on a Saturday, you can play Avengers for 4 hours and have fun, you won. Don't let anybody, go and share and celebrate it. Don't let anybody tell you you're not supposed to be having fun with Avengers that much. That's a crazy thing to be told. Just let that sink in. Social media, this society has kind of given birth to a really weird state of mind. At least in my opinion. But, whatever. Ultimately, have fun. We can talk about Crystal Dynamics, and we can talk about, hey, this doesn't work so much. Bug reports and getting things fixed. That's a different conversation. If you're legitimately having fun, don't let somebody tell you you're not supposed to be having fun. And don't let that get to you. Don't let it get to you at all. To my Avengers, thank you so much for your support. And thank you for making this content possible. If you're willing and able, please consider assembling with us on Patreon and becoming a sponsor today by becoming an Avenger. To everyone, thank you for being a part of this conversation. I really do appreciate it. Please consider liking this video if you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share our content across social media. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a marvelous day. Bye, everyone.